Okay, so you can see my screen. I hope you can see my screen. We will continue the lesson. So last time I didn't do this hide-in tool in Revit. So how we see how we can use this hide-in tool and how we can make the elements transparent and other properties. Now you can do something like this to the building. So if you want, you can hide the uh, elements or you can transparent the elements. So we will do some applications and see how it works. So I will take a simple template and show you how it works. Now I will take a wall type. So that's a basic wall. Then I will put this single flush door, and I'm taking another size, say 30. Same family, different sizes. Now this is single plus 3684. This is single plus 38. And I'll load another family type. Why I'm doing this, you will understand later. Why I'm doing this, I'm trying to show you how the hiding tool works. So this is a double flush 72, 80, 72 and 78. You can take anything you like. So this is the example I'm going to take. Now I can do the similar thing for Windows. This is 36, 48, same sizes. And I will load another window type called casement. It can be different sizes. So I'll take similar sizes and another size, 3672. So I hope you can also take something like this. So this is single flush 3684. This is single flush 3080. Size is different, same family. This is a double flush 72878. This is double flush 7278, same sizes. This is window fixed 3648, fixed 3648. Casement window, same sizes and a different size. Uh, now we'll try to hide the things. Now if you just look at the 3D view, this is the 3D view. Now if you want to hide something, you can right click and go to this hiding tools. So just if you want to hide this, yeah, I just take it, take the 3D view. Now I want to hide this. So I can right click this and use this hide tool, hide element tool. Element means only this. So when I hide this element, this window will be hidden. Only this window will be hidden. In the 3D view, it doesn't happen. So 3D view will not happen. So only this view, only this level will happen. Now if you want to take this back, how can I unhide? If you right click, you can't find any unhide tools. So right click will not work. So I'm going to show you a different tool to get it visible again. So there's a tool called here, uh, this bulb. So reveal hidden elements. So you click on this bulb and it software will show you the hidden door. You can click on the door and it says reveal hidden elements. And there's a tool called here un unhide elements. So you go and tick this, click this unhide element, and now this is a temporary window. Now it's visible now, but you have to exit from this temporary window. Exit from the temporary window, it will be coming back. So this is the way we hide an element. So I'll do it again. If I hide the door, this door type, right click hide elements. There's a bulb here. Click this hidden element. Say it's unhide element and switch this off. It's okay. Can you do it and see? Just do it and see whether it's working for you. If you want to repeat the thing, tell me. You can have a sample like this. Similar door types, different sizes, windows if you like. Now, same thing can be done for entire door category. Now, if you right click here, there's a tool called category. So what this means is we are going to hide the entire door category. So if you hide this entire door category, all the doors will be hidden, irrespective of the family. All the door category will be hidden. So now 3D view will not affect, any other view will not affect, only this plan. Now if you want to take it back, how can we take it back? Same bulb. Now all the hidden doors will be shown. You can click on one of the doors and this button will now work. So software automatically knows you have hidden the category. It will not enable this button, it will enable only this button. Unhide category and exit from the window. Everything will be done. So that is how the category tool works. Now if you want to do it in the 3D view, can be done. Right click, hide element. Now in the 3D view it's hidden, not in the plan view. Now if you want to hide this element, can be done individually. Do it like that. Now if you want to unhide this, just switch the bulb on. Select the element you want to unhide. If you want to unhide only this element, just pick that one only and unhide. It will unhide that element only. So this is still hidden. Still pick this one now and unhide and get it done. Any questions about this? So the same thing can be applied for the windows. Hide element category. So all the windows will be hidden. Take the bulb, unhide the category, and it will be back. So just do it and see. Okay. Uh, Now we have right click and hide these things. Uh, there is another way of doing this. Now, now if you right click and hide this element, next to the bulb there is another tool called temporary hide isolate. Now these things are not working actually. So if you hide this by right clicking, there's you have to go to this bulb tool and unhide it. That's the only way. But if you use this temporary hide isolate tools, now this is not working. So if you just select this element and uh, hide this by this tool hide element, it's also working. How can I unhide? You cannot unhide from the reveal tool now. It's not working. You have to come to this spectacle tool and reset the things back to normal. So if you just click here and hide by category, everything will be hidden and reset from this one. So this is another way of doing this. So if you right click, definitely you should follow this bulb tool. Otherwise, you can use this spectacle tool and hide. Okay, I just and there's another interesting area here called isolate element. Isolate means you keep this one only and hide the others. So so isolation is not available in right click. Only hidden tools are available in right click. Okay. So this is something important. Isolate category. So you can isolate all the doors and the others will be hidden and take it back reset. So learn about these two tools, isolate tool and spectacle tool. So both are important. Any questions about this? So we will move on to the next one if you don't have any questions. So I will show you how to use this. There's another tool called visibility graphics. So if you look at this uh, tool, it's a centralized tool available in Revit. It's called visibility graphics. So I'm going to show you the functions of that. So you can go to this view tab. Under view tab, there is a tool called visibility graphics. This is the centralized tool available in Revit. So if you just click here, you will find all the elements, all the models, modeling tools in the software. So if you are using a Revit structural, mechanical, all the things, the full package, you see all the duct lines, everything, pipelines, everything in this. Now here I am using the architecture software, so I am having only architecture and structural. So if you just look at this door now, door area, if you just untick this, all the doors will be hidden like this. So it's hidden. So you can't use this. Uh, you can use this tool to unhide, but normally uh, this is easy. So if you just click untick this, everything will be hidden and it can be taken back. And there are some interesting options available if you go in depth. uh, they have divided the door into parts. So if you want to remove the mullions or the other areas of the door, just untick those things and apply. So you can see the panel is not there now. So if the door has a glass, you can remove that glass even. So now if I just show you for the windows, same thing available. So if you want to unhide the glass of the window, can be done. Now the glass is not available here. So this is without the glass. If I undo this, now this is with the glass. So I can come here to visibility graphics, select this and remove glass, apply. You can see the glass is now missing. No glass. Take the glass back. It's available. Are you okay with this? Now some areas are white color, some areas are in gray color. So white color means you can override them. These gray colors are disabled. So if you want, you can override these lines of the glass or the. I'll let you know what is the meaning of projection and cutting lines. So you can hide them, unhide them. So whatever available in white color, you can uh, override. So this is architectural. So if you go to structural, you find structural modeling, mechanical modeling, electrical, piping, everything is available. Depending on the software you use. And this is annotation. So if you want to hide the dimensions, just hide it centrally like this. So we'll discuss these things later. Annotations also available, and analytical models are like simulation. So in my software, I don't have any simulation facilities. So you can actually hide those analytical models also. So for the time being, this is the important area for us. Remember, this is a centralized tool. Sometimes when you draw, say when you draw a door, you may not see this. Come here and check whether this is unticked. If this is unticked, you will not see the doors in the model. So please remember that. Now you can see. Any questions about this? Any questions about this?
No, sir.
Okay, now we look at some more functions. So I told about these transparent tools and how we can make a built-in transparent and other options. So we will move on to that. Now I have this 3D picture. So if I right click on this, better you have a 3D view to visualize these tools. There's a tool called override. So override by element or category. So if I want to override this wall, I can use this by element tool and override the wall. Now there are some interesting options coming. So visible means I can make it transparent. Sorry, hidden or unhidden. Then half tone is I can make it somewhat less contrast. Uh, this is not really important tool. And here we have other areas like surface transparency. Now if you just take it like this, now the wall is transparent, so you can make it 100% even. So this is a transparent wall. So I hope you understood. So this is how we make the buildings transparent. You don't need to delete something if you want to show the inside. Now if you keep some furniture behind the scene, and you can see now it's this is transparent. So this furniture is behind the wall. So it's a transparent wall. So this is how we make the building transparent. You don't need to delete the wall and show to the customer. So if you want to show the inside of a house, don't delete this roof. Don't hide the roof. Just make it transparent. Then it can be nicely visible. Now, uh, I will look at more options available. Now, if you want to take this back to original, reset. And there are tools like projection line surface patterns. Now, what are these? So if you just go to projection lines, uh, before coming to projection lines, I will talk about surface patterns. Surface patterns. If you now this surface is modeled by the material. Now, if you want, you can override the material. Say I put yellow, and if I use the hatch pattern like a solid hatch pattern, so I use the solid hatch pattern and it's yellow. Apply. You will not see anything change. But if you go to real, sorry, now this is in real mode. If you go to consistent colors, this is now in yellow. So now the real colors will not affect. Real color is the brick color. Now if you just change this to brick, now this wall is made of brick. You can see the brick. It's real brick. Now if you go, but if you override it, the colors under consistent colors, you can see the yellow. Under shaded mode also, you can see the yellow. Shaded mode is having the shadow. Consistent color doesn't have shadows. So this is if you want to color a wall, this is really easy. Last week I discussed about the paint tool. So paint tool is difficult to be used to color everything in the wall. So it's good for a certain area. So if you want to color the entire wall, this is easy. Say I'll override again. So I hope you understood. Earlier it was no override means reset means it's coming from the material. So I went to a color I like. Then hatch pattern. Say if I just use this kind of hatch pattern and apply, you see this is the color coming. So now it's a cross hatch. Earlier it was a solid hatch. Now if you just apply solid, it's entirely green. Solid hatch, apply, it's entire green. I hope you understood the concept of surface pattern. Now I'll look at the other mode called projection lines. Projection lines are the lines covering this wall. It's like the wireframe. So I'll just try and change the weight. Color may be yellow or red, and hatch pattern is like this dot lines. Apply. Now you see this has been changed to the line weight has been increased, and this is in red color, and the line pattern also has been changed. So if you want, you can change the boundary. Now everywhere you have boundaries. So this is how we override the projection lines. Any problems? Now I override overrode the projection lines, surface patterns, and surface transforms. Any questions about these three tools? So I hope you are okay with this. Now we look at what is meant by cut lines and cut patterns. So cut means you have to have a section. So I cannot show it here without a section. So I will try to generate a section of this wall. See, I will use the section tool. Last week we discussed section tool. So I'm going to generate a sectional view. Now this section also we can change. So if you want to have thick lines or thin lines, use this tool available here, thin line, thick lines. Or the shortcut key is TL, TL for thick line, thin lines. So now I'm going to override this section. Override element, this tool, cut lines. Cut lines is the outer boundary. Now I keep the weight like this. I say blue. Then pattern is say this one, apply. So you see this is how it works. This is like AutoCAD layers, but it's very much advanced than the AutoCAD layer theory. So here this is really easy. So if you want to change the sectional properties, it's very easy. Now if you want to change the section hatch pattern, this is coming automatically from the brick material. So if you want, you can override that even. Go to cut patterns. Now it's by the material. Say I just have it green, hatch color, and if I want to have a solid hatch, that's okay. This is how it works. So I hope you understood. Now, if you go to real colors here, you see it's not working. Earlier, real colors showed the real materials. Now here it's not shown. So I hope you understood. Now this area is for the sections. First three areas for the surface. This is for the section. Any questions about this? Just do it and say. And if you have any questions, let me know. So whatever you do in a certain window will not affect the others. So this guy will be in plain colors. 3D view is in that tone color. So if you go to a ceiling plan, it's in a different color. So I can select the levels I like and apply these overriding tools. So other views will not affect. So 3D view will show the, now if you go to consistent color here, it's the original brick color. But if you go to 3D, it's the green. So it's easy for you. Otherwise, if everything is going to change, it's going to be difficult. So I hope you understood the meaning of overriding tools. So if you want, you can reset everything back to the original by resetting this button. Overriding options. Okay. Now this is back to origins. Any questions? So shall I move on to the next one?
Okay, sir.
My voice is clear for you, no?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, because I'm living nearby the road, a lot of vehicles are moving. Uh, so Now we look at this reference tools, reference planes tool, but these things may not be really important in your area because you may not do the design work, but better you know the basic concept. So reference plane and work planes actually we need when we do some complex designs. So when we use the normal templates, this level 1 and level 2 are the reference planes. That means you have worked in level 1, you have worked level 2. So these are the planes available in the architecture template. Level 1 ceiling plan, level 2 ceiling plans. These are the floor plans, ceiling plans available. So if you want other than these basic planes, if you want some other planes, you have to create your own planes. Now, for an example, if you want to uh, ta- draw a 3D name board here, so I want to type some words here, 3D name board. So it's not easy. So I hope you understood. So I should change my working plane to this. Now my current working plane is level 1. That's why when I get something here, it's placed in level 1. Level 1 is the current plane. But if you want to place this desk or somewhere, some object on the wall, I have to change my planes. So how can we do that? So if you want to draw something on a roof, say I want to design a chimney on this roof. So to design the chimney, I have to be on this roof and design. Otherwise, in the level 1, I can't draw a chimney. So you have to change the working plane onto the roof and draw the chimney. So here also I'm going to show you how to place a name board in 3D. So in your exam, we may ask you to type your index number, type your name uh, in the exam. So please remember how to do this. So there are 3D text tools available in Revit. You have normal 2D text also like AutoCAD. This is 2D like AutoCAD. Now here I have 3D tools, model text, 3D tools, 3D text tools. Now if you click here, say if I just type Univotec and press OK, now this Univotec word is coming, but it's in level 1. Uh, because even though I'm in the 3D view, software thinks still I am in level 1. So if I just try to place it here, it's not going to place on the wall. It was placed in level 1. You can see it's in the level 1 still. Okay. So I hope you understood the concept. So the level 1 is the current working plane. So if you want, you can visualize that current working plane from this tool. There's a tool called working plane. Show the current working plane. Now this is the current working plane, level 1. Okay. So this blue grid line will show you the current working plane. So if I want to change the working plane, there's a tool called set. So there's an example given. If you want to set to the roof, you can do it. Now, if I want to set the working plane to the wall, you click on the set tool, then this will appear. Current working plane is level 1. So if you change to level 2, you see it's elevated. Now the current working plane is level 2. Now if you try to do a text here, it will be on the level 2. Understand? So I want to change this now to the wall. So the wall is not available here. Basic planes are only available. So there's a tool called pick a plane. Pick a plane and press OK and go here and pick this surface. Now the working plane has been changed to the wall. You can see it. Now if I just type a text, it will be appeared on the wall. So this is how we change the working plane and do our designs. So I change my working plane to the this wall and did it. Now if you want to change the working plane to this desktop, uh, we can use the set tool, pick the plane. Now this desktop is not available here. Pick a plane, okay, and select this. Now this is the working plane. I can simply put my text here like this. Any questions? Just write and see. Now, if you want to edit this text, there's editing tool appearing here. You can change the name, desktop. And if you want to change the material here, just come here and change the material from here. This by category is a default material. I can load the material library. So I change it to wood. Now it's in wood material, real colors. You can see the colors has been changed. Now alignment is left. You can change to center. And now the thickness can be handled from this tool. Text height and the text font shape, bold, italic. Okay. Now this is a big one. And the thickness is here available. So this tool helps you to adjust the depth. This tool is helps you to adjust the height. So if you increase to 6 feet, it's a very big one. Any problem with this? So I showed you only one application of setting the work plane. So this 3D text tool is really important. In the exam, we will ask you to type your name, index numbers, everything, and place it like this in your model. And so we'll ask you to change the material. Definitely, we will ask these questions. So we will ask you to change the material depth and the height, and sometimes we will ask you to change the font sizes, font shapes. So any questions? Tell me. Do you have any questions in the tutorials? Do I have to do any tutorial questions? So this is the end of chapter 6. I just introduced you the workplane concept, but there are other tools like pickline and use the workplane. It was sketching, so this was not introduced. Uh, I just picked an available plane. So after you pick the available plane, this is coming here under the list. It's appearing. So I didn't go through this tool. We will see about them if the time permits. So we have completed up to chapter 6 now. Any questions about these chapters? Now we'll look at how to apply. Any questions about the previous thing? So if you don't have questions, we will move on to the next area. So here we have applied some ceilings to the building, and I have applied the floor. So the floor is also available. So we will look at how to deal with ceilings and floors. Now I'm going to show you the basics only, not complex shapes. So this is a floor applied. So I'll take a blank drawing. So this drawing doesn't have any floors or ceilings. So I'm going to apply now floors. So I'm going to discuss the floor tool, roof tool, and the ceiling tool. If time permits, we will look at the room tool also. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to do these things and complete. Excuse me. Okay, we'll look at how to apply the flow now. So the flow architecture I'm going to discuss. These things are also very similar, but if you look at this flow by phase, it's applied to complex shapes. So it's not in our syllabus. So I will look at flow architecture. So flow architecture, it shows you the basic flow, like flow generic 12. So if you want, you can select different flow types. And if you want to create your own things, you can come here and add the layers like the walls and change it. Then I will, this is applied to level 1. Offset is 0, that is it's exactly in the level 1. Now these tools are working, boundary line tools are working. So if you need to select the boundaries. Now this also automatically pick wall tool. That is, if you have wall already drawn, you need to just select the walls. So the middle line will be selected as the reference. Now if you want, you can change, remove this. Extend into wall core. So every wall has a core layer. So it's in the core layer. Now if you just select it, it can be here or here. So now it's here. So if you want to toggle, it's inside. Now it's outside. So just select these outside lines. Now this is the flow I'm going to create. It should be a closed loop. And if you want, you can toggle this and select the material from here, level 1. And after you finish it, it can be press OK. Now a flow has been applied. Now you cannot clearly see that. So if you just go to 3D view, it's been applied here. Flow tool has been applied to the under the walls. Now if you want, you can edit it again by selecting this edit boundary tools. Now I can go to edit boundaries, select these boundaries and do an editing. Now if you take this inside like this, now it's a half flow, something like this. So this is the basic approach. So I'll do it again. Go to flow tool, flow architecture. If you want to extend into core layer, this is the core layer in the middle. But if you don't want that, just untick this. And if you want to have a pavement from this tool, you can have an offset like this. Now the flow is going to be extended into a pavement. I'm using the pick wall tool. Press OK. Now if you look at the 3D, this is the case. So it's coming out of the walls like a pavement. I'll redo this. Select the wall family. Remove this outer boundary. Now, if you want, you can actually draw these things. So if you just draw something like this kind of a flow, now there are two loops. So the middle is now empty. So if you have a loop, two loops, the middle will be empty. So I can just delete this. Now it will be closed. That's how it works. So it's like a cut. Now we'll move on to more editing. Now I want to edit this flow, but you can see I cannot pick the flow. So wall cannot be picked. Sorry, flow cannot be picked. If you go to 3D view, it can be easily picked and edit the boundaries. But in the plan view, since it's covered by the wall, I can't pick it. So how can I pick the flow? Now there are several tools available to pick the hidden things. Now, Revit always pick from the boundaries. It cannot pick from the middle. So you see, when I click on the middle, I cannot pick the flow. Flow is here, but I can't pick it. So uh, now there's an interesting tool available here in the left, right bottom hand corner. Select elements by face. Now when you click this one, you can pick the elements by the face. Now I'll pick the element by the face and you can edit the flow. Now I pick the flow, I can edit it. Normally this is not available. Software always do it from the edges. Now if you unpick it, you can't pick it. You have to pick from the edge. Okay. Edge again tamai ahuwen. So you cannot pick from the middle. So I want to always come. I cannot pick from the middle. Now this is edge. Here I cannot pick. So if you want to pick from the middle face, just untick this. I hope you can see these buttons. Select element by face and select. Now I can go to edit boundaries and do whatever the changes you want to the flow. Okay. That is the easiest way of picking. Otherwise, there is another tool called the filter tool. You can filter the things and filter only the flows. So I am picking flows only now. Then edit boundary tool will appear. Modify flows, edit boundaries. I can do a change. Got it? So there are two ways. Either you can come here and select by the face, or you select everything and filter the flows. Then it's also selected. So remember these options available in Revit. So filter tool is there, or otherwise select element by face tool is there. Any questions?
ඒ ටූල්ස් ටික මගේ පෙන්වන්නේ නැහැ
Um,
අන්තිම
element by face එකද?
ඔව්
ඔයාගේ ස්ක්‍රීන් එක පොඩි වෙලාද තියෙන්නේ?
මම ෆුල් ස්ක්‍රීන් දාගෙන ඉන්නේ
If the screen is small resolutions upset ගියොත් ඒක පෙන්වන්නේ නැහැ. Otherwise it should be there. Now, when I plug this into projector, I cannot see these things.
ඕකේ සර්
Screen resolutions බලන්න. Anyone else having problems? So most of the guys will use the filter tool, but filter tool is somewhat slow because you have to go here and untick the things. So this is the easiest way of doing this. So if you are trying to hide, select the elements which are hidden, this tool is really easy. Select element by face. Any questions? Now I move on to the editing part in detail. So I filter out the flows. Now you can quickly edit the boundaries, but there are some special tools available called sub-elements. Oh, sorry, before coming to sub-elements, we look at the boundary again. So there's a tool called slope arrow. So if you want, you can slope the flow. So I'll slope it. So use the slope arrow tool. You have to draw the slope direction. Now, if I want to slope it towards this right direction, I'm drawing the arrow from left to right. So entire flow will be affected. So if you just draw half of the arrow, also it's going to be affected because this is a single flow. So you can draw half of, you can draw half of full arrow. And here how we give the angle is by using these offset tools. Now there's a tool called height offset at tail. Now this is the tail of the arrow. So the 1 foot meaning is I'm going to raise the flow by 1 foot in this right, in this left corner. So if I just put 2 here, this flow will be raised by 2 feet. And height offset at head is here. It's got nicely coming and meeting the level 1. So the reference level is level 1. So this is starting 2 feet above the level 1 and coming to exactly level 1 in the arrowhead. So if I press OK now, you cannot see any difference. But if you just go to elevation view, so like south view, this is clearly visible. So my flow has been started 2 feet above the level 1 is measuring to the top here and coming to the level 1 exactly. So if I want to measure this height, there are tools available. Say I just introduce a different tool and annotates. There's a tool called spot elevations. So you can get the elevation here. Double click. So you see it's 2 feet away from the level 1. This is 0 feet. Double click, you can get the elevations. Anyway, if you want to get the elevation here, double click, it can be given. So this is like AutoCAD drafting, dimensioning. This is a really interesting tool. Under annotate, you will find this spot elevation tool. I'll do it again. This was the initial case. Flow is on the level 1 exactly. So I cannot do it in this view. I have to go to the plan view. Select the flow, and go to edit boundaries. You have a slope arrow tool here. And I'm going to either draw the arrow or pick lines. Pick lines is I can pick this line or I can draw it, say from here to here. After I draw it, I can give the height. I'm not giving any degrees, angles, I'm giving the offsets. So this is say 3 feet this time. And it's going below the level, say -1. So, okay, now you can't see any difference here. You have to come to a elevation view and see the difference. Now this is 3 and this is -1. So if you want to figure it out exactly, just let it spot elevation tools working. Double click. So I have to take it from the top here. Double. So this is how it works. Now I gave a slope to my flow. Now you can see the wall is not going to join with this flow. If you look at the 3D, this is the situation. Now the wall is not going to join and these areas are unnecessary. Are you okay? So if you want to edit the flow slope again, come to edit boundaries, select this arrow, come here, and you can do a change. Quickly, I can do a change. Are you okay with this? Now, when I click on the flow here, this earlier modify sub-element tool is not available. So why it's not available is I have given a slope. So when I gave the slope, this modify sub-element tool, there are some tools available. Earlier it was not appearing. So if you just remove this arrow, now there is no slope. Now this modify sub-element tools will appear. We will discuss what is this in discuss what is this in later. So just have a slope in your drawing. Now, any questions? Now I have a issue here. The wall is not attached to this. Now here the wall, unnecessary wall part is here. How can you attach them? Now, one way is you can go to edit profiles here and try to attach it manually. We can do it something like this. I can delete this and use this pick line tools available here. Use this line and use these trimming tools, extend tools available like this way, and try to manually get it done, but it's not the best. So this is, there's an error here. So this is not the best way of doing it. If you have a complex design, I cannot do it one by one. It's taking a lot of time. So the easiest way of doing this is, so what I did was I can quickly do. I clicked here. I went to edit profiles, and I'm getting the boundary of the wall. I just deleted this unnecessary. You can use this pick line tool available here and pick this boundary or this boundary. I'm not drawing these things, and if you want, you can have a look and use this trim extend tools and do it. So you see, I didn't use lot of drawing tools. I just used the trim extend and the pick line. I didn't use the line tool and draw because it may take some time to draw. Okay, so there's an error appearing. It says best way to base of the, so it's a warning. So this is not a good way of doing this. So easiest way is you click here and use, there's a tool called attach top base. You want to attach the base of the wall to the floor. So you attach the wall to the floor. It attach, select this one base and to the floor. So I want to attach the base of the wall to the floor. I didn't. So automatically it extended and hit you. Same thing can be done here. Attach the base of the wall to this. So you see automatically these were corrected. These problems are corrected. So it's automatically attached. Now when you change the flow slope later, also this will also move with the flow. Here also the same thing can be done. Select the wall, attach top base. I want to attach the base of the wall to the floor. Done. Here also the same thing. Attach the base of the wall to the floor. If you see that this one, this is for the roof. So if you want, you can attach the wall to the roof. So when we discuss the roof tool, we can use this option. For the time being, this is the case. So now this has a middle wall also. It doesn't matter. So I hope you understood. So if you want to detach this now, reverse operation can be applied. Detach says detach all, or just select this. It will only detach this one. So if you want to detach all, detach all. So this is also should be detached. So you can take it back. Any problems? So better you draw with me and practice these things. Uh, then you can understand what's happening. So we will record this session and upload to the Discord. Okay. So we have okay. Are you okay with this? Shall we move on to the next one? Now, actually, we are in some advanced areas. So, if you cannot follow my methods, tell me. So, I'm again doing the same thing. I'm going to attach this base of the wall to the floor. Uh, Attach base to the floor. Similar things can be done. So, I am getting a nice clean drawing now. So we will discuss more options available here. We don't find modify sub-element tool. So why we don't have it? Because we have a slope. So if you just delete this slope and get a flat flow, you will get this modify sub-element tools now. So what do you mean by these sub-elements? Now, when you click on this button, you will see four, not four here. These are also considered as sub-elements. Yeah, I'll just exit from here for the time being. Just we'll remove these internal pins. Now I only have these outer bounds. Now when you click the sub-element tool, you will see four sub-elements in the cone, and you will see a small symbol near the mouse cursor. When you click it, this is the elevation tool. So this sub-element method will allows you to elevate your floor using these sub-elements. So what happens in my flow is now this flow has been elevated in that direction. So you can see the wall is automatically moving with the flow. Okay. So for the time being, I'll just delete these internal things. This is good when you slope into a cone. Now I will do it again. Now sub elements tool, click sub elements here. If I just give -3, your flow is now going in this direction. So you see how it has been changed. This is increase, this is decrease. So the sub elements can be actually placed manually in the on the floor even. So I place a sub element here, press the escape key and come here and give a height, say 5. So what happens in my flow now is it's elevated by 5 feet. This is the tool we are going to use for roofs also. So you can elevate the roofs like this and have a complex design. So my uh, flow has been changed now. So at point, if you want, you can add the point somewhere here. Press the escape key one time, click on this and press, give a value, say -3. Now this is the situation. It's now sloped down -3. All these are, if you want to reset the things, just reset it to the original. So this tool will work if you have a flat flow only. If you have a slope, this tool will not appear. Are you following me? So just click on this. You will get the basic 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to add more elements, just click on the areas you like. And if you want to do it perfectly, do this way. If you want to do it perfectly according to measurements, uh, uh, before doing applying this, you have to come here and draw these center lines. So you can go to this annotate detail lines and get these center line tools and draw some lines here and in the middle somewhere here, and locate these positions correctly, put the dimensions like this, and locate the sub element position correctly. That is the way you are when you are doing a perfect drawing. So fill out, I want only the floors. Now the sub element should be placed here. Modify sub elements at the point, come here and place. So this is how we do exactly. Uh, Click here and I can give a value, say -3. Now it's going to be slope down to -3. So if I want modify sub elements, click here and we can delete them also. Click here, delete. So only this element is available. Escape. So this is the scenario. So it's now elevated downwards like this. So when you want to design a gutter line or a bathroom gutter hole, these kind of things can be used. Any questions about this? Any questions? Now, if you don't have a question, I will move on to the next area. So there's a tool I didn't discuss, add split line. So I'll reset the things again, modify sub elements, and there's a tool called split in line. So if I just go to plan view, split in tool, add split in line. So you can draw, say if you want to slope the flow from the middle, we can draw a split line like this. Now press escape key and this line can be selected and give a value, say -3. Now what happens is it's like a roof now. It's going to slope down like this. So easily you can adjust your uh, flow slopes from these sub element tools. Now if you want you can add more points in, no problem. Press escape key one time, give a value like this. So software will do the design for you. So the same theory is applied for the roofs. So when we discuss the roof, we may quickly recap this thing again. Any questions about this now? This thing I am not going to do. This is for structural areas. Uh, Same concept anyway. So are you okay with this modify sub element at split in line, at point, resetting the shape? Any questions? Shall I move on to the next one? If you don't have questions, I'll move on to the next one.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now this is the basic idea of flow creation. We'll look at how to create a ceiling. Before coming to the roofs, I will look at the ceiling tool. I will reset this back to the normal shape. Now, if you want to cut the floor before going to the other areas, I will cut the floor. One way is you can come here and use the edit boundary tool and draw the shape. So this is not really good because this is not a cutting tool. This is again a drawing tool. Uh, since you have drawn two loops, the middle will be automatically cut. So that is not the good way of doing this. So we have readily available tools. You click on this. Sorry, don't click anything. You have this opening tools available. So this tool is for face opening. So this can be used to cut a roof, floor, or ceiling. So this is also a tool which can be used to cut roof, floor, ceilings. If you are designing an elevator or a lift, you can or staircase, you can quickly cut the floor or the ceilings. And this is a wall cutting tool. This is a roof cutting tool, roof floor ceilings, all are working. This is a roof tool. So we will look at this one first, biface tool. So I can select the tool and select the face you want to cut and draw the shape and press OK. Now this is similar to the earlier method I discussed, but this is a opening cut. So if I want to delete it, it can be edited separately or it can be deleted separately. So I did just press the delete button. You can quickly delete it. I hope so you understood the difference. Now you can come here and edit the boundaries and do the same design. Then you are going to edit the flow boundary, which is not really good. Now this is different from this one. Here I cannot delete this. Here I can quickly delete it. Or I can quickly edit it to a different diameter. Quickly we can do that. But here we cannot do it. I have to go to edit boundaries, get in these things and press delete button manually. Okay. Okay. So this is how we cut the flow. So you can move it here and there easily also. So this tool I discussed by phase. So this is applied for roofs, floors or ceilings. And the cut is perpendicular to the face. Now you can see the picture, the cut is perpendicular to the uh, work plane. And this is also very similar to the biface tool. If you have a lot of floors, this can be quickly used. So if I use this biface tool, by shaft tool, sorry, you can draw the boundaries. Now this is the shaft. So you can change the shaft height. So whatever comes in between the shaft will be cut. So I'll just do it from the beginning again. So assume you have multiple floors. So I'll copy this. I'll elevate the building last week theory. I'll have some floors. Now I'll try to copy this flow to other floors. So if you design a shaft, now this may not be the case. Say I'll delete this. So this is the original flow. So I'm going to copy this into other levels. Now, if you want to design an elevator or a staircase, I can use the shaft tool, and draw the shape like this. That's okay. And the shaft is now appeared. Now here, I think I have drawn it in a wrong position. You see, wherever the shaft touches, it will cut. Now, if you just take it out like this, it will cut. So the shaft tool is really easy. You can quickly customize the design uh, without cutting one by one. Draw a big shaft, and now it's not cutting. So the shaft tool is somewhat faster than the other tools. So biface is only for single phase. Shaft tool is for multiple phases. You can try it and see both the cases. Any questions about this? Shall I move to the next area? Okay. So we will look at how to apply the ceilings now. So if you have any other questions, send me a message. I will check it later. So we will look at how to apply the ceilings. Ceiling tool is available here above the flow tool. So ceiling doesn't have a lot of complex ways of doing it. You have only simple ceiling types available, and this is applied in level 1. Okay, something is wrong here. This is obstructing the view. Anyway, we'll see. So the ceiling tool is here. Just it's applied in level 1. Offset is 10. That is from level 1, 10 feet away, 10 feet above. It will be applied. You can select change the ceiling patterns if you like. These tools are available. Structure you can change. Now it says here automatic sealing. That means software automatically finds the boundaries and apply the sealing. Now when I click here inside the boundary, it says none of the elements are visible in the floor plan. You may want to check the active view. So the ceilings are going to create, but you can't see. The biggest problem here is I am in the floor plans. So I have to move on to the ceiling plans to see the ceilings I have applied. Now I can see my ceilings. Now when I apply here, the warning will not comes. Now the ceilings have been applied. So please remember you have to be in the ceiling plan to do the ceiling creations. Otherwise it will give a warning. If you are in the floor plan, it will give you a warning. And when you look at the 3D view now, ceilings have been applied. These are the ceilings created. So this is a ceiling created in the software. So this is a ceiling. Edit boundaries. You can change the boundaries and give a slope to the ceiling like the floor. Same theory, but here you can't find this modify sub element tool. So it's somewhat it's not available. So you get the area, volume, and the other information also. So the ceiling has been created now. So if you want to cut a hole in the ceiling, you can edit the boundaries and cut it. Let's say just draw a something like that. This can be done, or else you use the biface tool or shaft tool we discussed and do a proper cut. So select this and draw the shape you like and press OK. This is better than this one. This is inside the drawing. This is a cut, separate cut. So you can quickly change this position even quickly and delete it. So those things are flexible here rather than changing the boundary. So if you want to copy these ceilings, can be done. You can use something like this and filter out the ceilings, the cut to even, and copy, paste to, I don't have much levels, roof level. So you can quickly copy and paste the ceilings to the other levels even. Just do it and see. So this is the basic theory of ceiling. Ceilings is not very much complex in the Revit software. Any problems with this? Okay, I hope you understood the concepts. So tomorrow we look at create the rooms and use how to apply the room tools. So this room tool I'm going to do tomorrow. Then we will look at some tutorials how to do these tutorials. So these tutorials uh, create the roof, ceilings and the floors. So these kind of roofs we can create easily in Revit. So this is the tomorrow's lesson. So if the time permits, I will look at chapter 8 also. Chapter 8 talks about staircases and the ramps and some curtain walls, those kind of things. So I hope you understood the today's lecture. So if you have any questions, just send me a message. We discuss it in the class next week. So thank you for getting good one.